Good morning, Nick from Meat Smoke Fire here, and we've got a live cook. It's Saturday. We haven't got any classes, so we're doing a live cook. Next week we'll have classes, so there will be no live cook next week, and then I'll talk to you about the following weeks. So, welcome. It's been a busy week. Monday was mad, which was great. Don't know why you all decided to order everything on Monday and then not spread it out a bit, but I'm not complaining. So, 3 cooks for you today. As usual, we're going to do a starter, a main and a dessert. And I'll fess up, I've not cooked any of these before. Helena's done one, and I don't think I've done the others, but we'll see how it goes. Like a bit of jeopardy. Anyway, right. On camera today, she's back. It's Andy. Holidays are over. She's back.
I wasn't really on holiday.
She went away for one night.
One night. Whoop whoop.
Over here at the bar. It is a bar. Oh, she's on the pink today. Pink bubbles. Yes. Mama and Helena. As usual, Helena is back on the iPad, so you will be getting stuff on the questions. Anyway, right, let's pass you back to Andy. My terrible camera work there. Right, so our 3 cooks today. We are going our dessert, and we're going to do them in sort of backwards. We're going to start with the dessert. We're going to do the cookies that Lexi made last week. And Lexi's been asked to be part of UK Barbecue Week. Hey. Good on her. A little bit miffed. I've been doing this job for about 8 years. Never been asked. But anyway, there you go.
Yeah. I'm quite put out as well, to be fair.
No. So she's been asked to be part of that. So I don't know whether I'm allowed to say that, but I've told you anyway. So Lexi will be part of that. So what recipe she does, I don't know. We haven't decided yet. But we're going to do Lexi's cookies that she messed around with a bit last weekend. They were really good, so we're going to do those today without her. She's not here. She's on her holidays, sort of.
Yeah.
We are going to do a pigeon breast salad. So I know a lot of you won't have done pigeon breast before. We love it. And if you've got a friendly person who goes out shooting, then it's incredibly cheap, free. So we've got some pigeon breasts that were shot by our friend Rob down the village and have been in the freezer for a year. So yeah, or more probably. So we're going to do a warm pigeon breast salad with a balsamic and raspberry reduction. Delicious. I have done the warm pigeon breast salad before, I just haven't done the raspberry reduction. How difficult can that be?
We'll find out.
Yeah. And then the final thing we're going to do is we've just stolen it from the BBC Good Food recipe. It's a baked sweet potato with some chickpeas, a tahini dressing, and topped off with pomegranate. It looks epic, and we'll find out what it tastes like in a minute. There's a big bee buzzing around you.
I know. I felt it on me.
Right.
Okay.
Anyway, so let's crack on with the cookies.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Helena loves it when I bake because I don't follow the recipes. And we'll go for it. Anyway, lots of butter. How much butter? 175 grams of butter goes in. I probably should have cut that up. Say that again? Doesn't matter. We've got sugar,
Dark brown.
white sugar, we've got dark brown sugar, and some salt. So they're going to go in. Now we're going to do the noisy, messy bit. Just whisk them together. Doing now to use my mixer sort of. It says as it flies out the side. All my butter's stuck. It's got wedged in there. Should have cut that up. There we go. So I'm told you just need to whisk this all together. I'm just going to scoop it down a bit. Yeah, no, I'm just getting it. It's just separating. Backseat driver over there.
Rude.
Well, I think that's perfectly fair that she's backseat driving since I never do any baking. So why on earth we do baking on this, I don't know. What's it supposed to look like? Yeah, it's looking good. Right. Not that it matters if I mess it up. I'll show you why in a minute. Right, I'm just going to scoop this down. So we've got our butter and our sugars all mixed together. We'll get them all in the bottom.
Yeah.
See, I'm all over this, Andy.
Yeah.
So into it, we're going to put our wet stuff. So we've got eggs, or egg yolks. A couple of. She's even, I mean, this is bacon, look. Got measures. 2 teaspoons.
We're not all wing it people.
2 and a bit teaspoons. Vanilla. And then we whisk it again. Getting this everywhere. Just going to scrape the sides down again. Oh hello, got my cling film. That is always a really nice added extra to cookies. Lump of cling film. It's everywhere. Right, into that. Half a teaspoon of baking powder. The bit that makes it crunchy, rice flour. So if you've got a really good blender, you can make your own rice flour. Just tip rice in and whisk it up. And half of the flour, I'm told. I'm going to turn it off for this. Put the flour, half the flour in. And then we'll do the other half, apparently. I'll start slow. This is why I don't bake, it goes everywhere. Messy old thing.
Even when you cook, it goes everywhere.
Yeah, there is that. Does with me. What you need is these lovely white, clean glass glazed surfaces. It doesn't really matter then what happens. So we get that all mixed up. And then, finally,
I ought to taste.
The most expensive cookie chocolate chips in the world.
Better make sure they're. Oh my man, make sure they're all right.
You're supposed to put not a whole packet. Whole packet apparently.
Oh.
Taxi driver said a whole packet, so we got them in.
One.
Oh, it's less, is it? Right.
Oh, nice.
So we get those whisked in. If you go to your local supermarket, you can guarantee they haven't got what you need. And stay in there, stay in there. There it is, our cookie dough. Right, so once you've done that, I'll leave it, just going to take that off for a second. I'll put it on there. Once you've done that, you can wrap it. Oh, I'll show you how to do it. We'll get a bit of cling. We'll bring it over here. Who have we got on today, Helena?
So we have got.
You might want to stand over there, Andy, so you can get half of me and half of Helena.
So we've got Steve, the barbecue medic.
Morning,
Karen.
Steve.
We've got
Morning, Karen.
Nick from Cab. Right?
Morning, Nick. Looking forward to talking to you on Tuesday.
We've got Brisket for a Brisket. We've got Gurney Slade Stores. We've got Paul Webster, Darren
Gurney
Churchill.
Slade Stores. I need to know. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Wow.
Big Popper Sav. Big Smoke Kamado.
Nice. New people.
Big Jeff's Barbecue.
Or new to me.
James Johnson. Lee Creek Guzzler. Skylark Images. Chasbo.
These are all people I've not heard. Well, not all
Vicky
of them.
Drysdale, she's been on before. Les Rampo, yeah, those are quite a few. Rachel was on.
Rachel,
Yeah, Rachel was on.
Rachel is my brother's wife.
Tim Martin, Alexander Kitts, JW Decorating.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, make it into about a 7-inch sausage. Is that about right? 9-inch sausage, she's telling me. Well, mine's about a 7-inch sausage. And then you can, I'll make it longer. Yeah. So just put it in some cling, make it into a sausage shape or a cookie shape, and then stick it in the oven, in the fridge. In the oven. It will go in the oven, stick it in the fridge. You lot are just not, I hate baking. Anyway, that will go in the fridge in a minute. And then when it comes out of the fridge, it looks just like this one. which is solid as a rock. Okay, so there's one we've got. I've got a bit of parchment paper. So I think I've taught you all this trick where you get your parchment paper, you fold it. If it's a square, you fold it and you fold it again and keep that one corner and you fold around that corner. And then you can take your scissors and cut like that and it pops out into a circle. That's what we need. We need a tray to put it on. And we need the serrated edge knife, which is indoors where I left it, but we'll go with the normal edge. I'm just going to pop that on there. This will do it.
It's alright, Hannah.
Yeah. And you cut them into fat cookies. So get about six and a bit. Now the bit you might want to keep because chances are you've broken a bit. So if you have, oh, they're looking all right though. That one, for example, has got a bit broken, so we can just patch it up with chocolate. Well, that one could do with probably a bit more, so we'll just squash it in. And you end up 6 lovely cookies.
Mm-mm.
And then we're going to bake those. So instead of baking those ones, if you come over here. Now my egg is reading 160 on the outside, but I've got the Egg Genius controlling it. So there's a fan on the bottom door down here blowing the perfect amount of air in. And I've got it set at 190 degrees. So on here, ooh, they're looking good.
Yeah.
We've got 5 cookies, so I'm going to get my little spatula bit. Which is over here. Yeah. And I'm just going to see what the bottoms look like. Now, be careful with them. Oh yeah, nice and brown. They're not burning. They have got about another 5 or 6 minutes to go. I've got a timer on them, so I'm putting them in there for 25 minutes. Perfect. By the way, ask away if you've got any questions.
Someone had asked if they could see the blaze on.
So, sorry, I'm eating the cookie dough. That's really rude. I must wash my hands. So, this is the Blaze Island bar, I call it, but it's an island so Helena and Mama can get their knees tucked behind. It's 90 centimetres wide, 180 centimetres long, 3 cupboards, put your egg in. So you can have your egg in any place you want. I suggest you put it at an end because then you get this lovely big working area. It's by far my favourite place to cook on. Even though I've got the big 240 over there, the longer one, I still prefer cooking here. And it's really social. So we had my brother over. There we go. Timer. Remind me in 2 or 3 minutes to take those off.
Darren.
Okay. Oh, Darren. Darren Church. Darren. That's what it looks like. No need to say any more, but thank you. I believe one's been delivered to him. Anyway.
Right, don't leave
Cookies. 2 minutes. Right, let's just clear up a little bit over.
I would.
Look at the mess.
Look, there's some chocolate chips here for you.
Oh, beautiful. The beauty of what we've done here is I've just put a silicone mat underneath. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Nick way. Alright, let me just wash these down. Right, let's get on to our cookie, our pigeon. So, I'm going to put this on because we're using raspberries and...
Oh, great. You go careful with me. I'm wearing a nice white t-shirt.
So let's do this. Apron always looks good with a pair of shorts. Let me move this out of the way. Right, over here. We've got an egg. It's about 200 degrees. So top is about a centimetre, a finger wide at the top. And at the bottom, we've got about 2 fingers wide. So just a bit more than 180. So, but that's about the setting. In this egg, I've just got a direct heat at the moment. So I've got a cast iron skillet in there, coming back into stock this week, and I've ordered a dozen of them. So hopefully they'll be back in stock for everyone after I've had mine. But what we're going to do is make the glaze first. So I've got some raspberries in here just with a little bit of water. So we'll pop those in. It's in the cast iron, it comes with a basting brush. These are coming back into stock on the 15th of August, I think it is. So everything is starting to come back in now. To that, I'm going to add a little bit of sugar, so about 2 teaspoons of sugar. And we'll let that warm up. And then we're going to macerate it, and we're going to then put in some balsamic vinegar, and that will become our dressing. So let's have a look at these pigeon breasts. Cookies. Okay, let's get those ones off. And have a look. Gloves behind me. We've treated everyone who's come into the cooking classes. These are brand new gloves today. Oh, gloves.
Oh man.
So they will firm up as they cool down. So we're going to take them off. I'm just using a paint wallpaper scraper. It's actually the one for the affair, but works an absolute treat. So we'll get those 5 off. Get rid of that bit of parchment. And we'll come back with these 5. So 6. Oh yeah. So those will go on for another 25 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 25 minutes.
Okay, 25 minutes.
Right. So, let's have a little look at our raspberries and give them a little stir. The more they stir, the better. So, need a fork. How are we doing for time? Right, so let's get these and whiz them around. Not quite. We're going to get macerated anyway. We want this to be a fairly runny sauce, so we're going to squish them down a bit. They're starting to steam, so they'll warm up. Nice. Right. So, a little bit of balsamic we're going to go in with, about 2 tablespoons. So, in terms of maybe a bit less. In terms of the raspberries, that was about 100 grams raspberries. Get those mixed up. Oh yeah, that's going to be good. Right, let's have a look at, because we can do the pigeon breast at the same time. Let's have a look at. Where are my wipes? Did I leave them indoors? While Helen gets the wipes. So all we did was vac pack these, so they've been in the fridge. I'm just going to wipe this down because it's got cookie dough on it. And pigeon and cookie dough is a bit of a weird combination. Get this wiped down. So the exciting news, I launched class 2. Yes, well, we launched them earlier in the week to people who'd already booked last year, and we had to cancel, and then we opened it up to everyone. I haven't announced it, but I'm announcing it on here. So class 2 is available on the website. There's only 3 of them so far. There may be more in October should we get enough people, but there is one really exciting one that's got 2 places left only. So on the 13th of August, Nick from Cab Brighton will come here. He's actually going to come the day before so we can cook together and have a bit of a play. But Nick will be doing a Thai pop-up here. So if you want to come here and sit at this table and enjoy his amazing Thai food, it will be on the 13th, and you can book that and the class on the 14th. Am I getting the dates right? Yeah, Saturday the 14th is class 2. If you haven't done class 1, don't worry, we just won't go over some of the basics. But we've got 2 places left on that, which is exciting. So Nick will be cooking Thai on the Friday, and on the Saturday we'll do an all-day class 2, which will be great fun. So that's a special one, and then we've got 2 other class 2s available. So yeah, have a look at that. They're on the website in the shop. Right, wipe it down. Did you wipe that down? Yeah.
Yes.
So we've got pigeon breasts. So I don't know if you've ever seen pigeon breasts, but they're tiny. Absolutely tiny. So we've got 4 of these little pigeon breasts, but they're delicious. So we're going to take those over. We're going to grab a pair of tongs. Now these aren't going to take long to cook at all, hence I did the sauce first. Oh, and it's bubbling away nicely. So again, macerate that a little bit. I know, Andy, white t-shirt, I'll be careful.
Yeah, whatever.
Right, I'm going to put a little bit of oil in my pan, so it's preheated, it's lovely and warm. This egg's at 200, you could go slightly hotter if you wanted, but I think that would be fine. And we're going to go in these. They're probably going to need 30 seconds aside, if that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
they're tiny. Put a little. These are the inner breast fillets, you know, like you get from Tesco. Just the right fingers, get some salt, which I have out here somewhere. There. Tiny little bit of salt on them. But if you've not tried these, do try them. They're epic. You should be able to see. That's it. They are cooking fast.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to overcook them. They need to be pink in the middle. I'm not even going to shut the lid for these. I might do. Shut it for 30 seconds. Right, while that's going, what we'll do is we'll prep our salad. So, cheating. Anyone can make a salad, right? So I'll get some leaves out. That'll do. Let's go back to these. A little bit more on that side, skin side. That was looking good. Now we could obviously probe these, and I have a brand new Thermapen 1 that reacts super quick. So that's 30 degrees. Should react in a second. Needs a little bit more. So yeah, Thermapen have just brought out the Thermapen 1. We've got them in stock. Difference between this and the Thermapen Professional that we sold, just reacts faster. So it reacts in a second into the 3, and the backlight on here is supposed to be better. That's it. Otherwise, still waterproof. Oh, and the battery is easier to get to. But otherwise, still waterproof, still really easy to use. I'm going to take these off because those outsides are going to be hot, and I like them really pink. So, grab a bit of foil. Any questions, Helena?
No, someone said if you have you put a link to the glove on the website?
Yes, if you, so somebody just said, is there a link to the glove on the website? Yes, there is. They are, if you go into the advice menu, now, I'll come back to that. Separate these, don't stick them all in a pile on the top of each other, because they will cook each other. So just separate them out. And then I'm just going to fold them over just to keep them warm. But if you pile them all up, they'll cook each other and you'll overcook them. Right, our jus is ready. Let's get the glove, let's get this pan off for a sec. I'm going to move this out of the way for Andy. You won't stand on it over there. But you might. I'll warn you.
That's right.
And I'm going to shut this egg down a bit because it's going like a train. We've got our raspberries. Going to let this cool a little before we get on to the next recipe. Right, so you want to rest those pigeon breasts. You want this, as with anything, as with any meat, you want that when you cook it, the outer layers are really hot and the inside is cool. What you want to do when you're resting it is allow that temperature to equalise between it. So the inside will get hotter because the outside's really hot, but the outside will get cooler because the inside's really cool. That makes sense? And what you're trying to do is aim to keep the middle so it doesn't overcook, essentially. So don't get it too hot because you'll overcook it. That's really difficult to do on small things like pigeon breasts when you've got it really hot on the outside and it's quite thin. You want to cook them hotter and faster. So yeah, if that makes sense. A bit like steaks. If you've got a really thick steak, you cook it at 250 degrees centigrade. If you've got a thin steak, I'd cook it 300, because then you stand a chance of searing the outside and keeping the middle pink. Hopefully that makes sense. Right, we'll bring these over to the board. Have you had pigeon before, Mama?
No, I haven't.
Another dish Mama's not had. This is good. So last week she'd not had scallops. We did the Nduja scallops, which were delicious. Right. So I'm going to take one of these tiny little pigeon breasts. Now, obviously, I'd like to rest it a bit more, but can you see? Perfectly pink in the middle. That is absolutely spot on, that one. So I'm going to pop that onto our salad. If you want to get a plate and have some to try, then yeah, apparently.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
I hope they can see how good it looks on the camera, to be fair.
Yeah, they're
It's,
perfect, perfectly cooked, pink. You might get a bit of shot in them occasionally. So this black bit here is obviously where it got shot, and there might be a bit of shot in them. So just watch that. Thank you.
Oh, Lunch and
Munchin.
Lunch and Munchin has just put, dudes, I got to run as I have a private catering gig this afternoon. Lovely to drop in. Cracking pigeon action.
Thank you very much, and lovely to see you the other week. We met up down at UK Barbecue School with Marcus Borden. So and we did Lunch and Munchin's Apollo 11 chicken last weekend. So there you go, just to show you, lovely and pink. We'll put 2 on this one for the ladies. Ours is going to get a bit cold, Andy.
That's all right.
I need my glove, which I put
Behind you on the
There's
cookie
another
one.
there. Oh, it's open.
Oh, I've got it.
Yeah, that's right. And we're going to put some of our jus on. I'm just going to grab a spoon. See, we're getting better at this. We've got some cutlery now this week. It's controversial having cutlery for a cook. So this is our balsamic and raspberry reduction there. I'll put that back over there. We'll take that over to the ladies. Sorry, Andy.
It's all right.
Come the long way round. Make it difficult.
Thank you.
There you go. Come on then, you've got to try it live. See what it's like. Tell me if it needs some more salt.
So when Mum spits it out, she slashed it on. Very good.
Good?
Okay.
Excellent. Right. We love pigeon breast. That I've done before. I just never done the dressing over the top. So there you go. Right, I'll keep this over here. So we've got our cookies going on. We've done our pigeon breast salad. Do you want a little bite, Andy? Do you want to
Yeah.
grab a bit of pigeon?
Thank you.
I'm going to grab a bit. We haven't put the dressing on yet.
Like
But
that.
oh, lovely. So, final dish. Hopefully, this egg over here, which is running a bit hot, but that won't matter. I'm just going to turn it down. Wanted about 200. It's gone 220. We have some sweet potatoes that are done. Perfect.
Oh, good.
So they've been cooking for about 45 minutes. So I'll get them off and I'll just wrap them in a bit of foil for now. Just to keep them warm. Grab my tongs. So all I did with these, they're indirect. So we've got the plate setter in there, or the convector, just pushing the heat up and around. Got just the expander basket I've got, but you could just have your standard stainless steel grid on top, and we've got these potatoes on top. I put a little bit of olive oil on them, and that's it. And they've just been in there for 45 minutes, getting nice and soft and warm. If you wanted, you could blacken off The skins, you could do them dirty. You could stick them in the coals, wrap them in foil, stick them in the coals, but I think this way's going to be nicer. Now, I could use this egg. I'm going to use that egg over there, but you could then use the egg to make the sauce that goes with it. So, in this pan, we've just got 1 banana shallot and some garlic, and I've already started. In fact, I'm going to do it on that one over there, it'll be easier. I'm going to move it over. I'll just take the convector out. It's just because my levels are wrong. But I've started roasting it already. So let me just show you, or just sauteing it, how easy it is to take the plate setter out if you've got the basket. I'll pop this over here. Out the way, that can pop back in. This can go on the top, and these are our Tefal Ingenio pans. So I can take that off, and I'm going to add some chickpeas to them and start warming these chickpeas. This is just a tin of chickpeas. Now I love cumin with chickpeas. So a couple of pinches of cumin seeds. I've left them whole. Okay, and we're just going to warm those through. We're going to mash them a bit. We'll get them warmed up. Okay. To them, we're going to add some lemon zest, the juice of 2 lemons, and a little bit of dill. So I better get chopping. Let's move those out of the way. Just wipe this down a little bit. So this is just going to make a crushed chickpeas to go over the top. Just want a little bit of dill. I don't want to overpower it. So a bit of dill. Oh, I love that smell. That smell.
Oh, I just got a waft of that. Yeah.
Or maybe we should do it one day. That smell reminds me of fish pate that my mum used to make. Bless her. So just going to chop down that dill a bit. There we go, and that's ready. Yeah, my mum used to make this beautiful tin of tuna, tin of sardines, tin of anchovies, some dill, some lemon, some black pepper. Whisk it all together. You take the oil from one of the 3 tins. I suggest you don't take it from the anchovies. Take it from the dill. Sorry, look, ambulance going by. Take it from either the tuna or the sardines. Whisk them together, put the dill in, lemon in there, fish pate. It's to die for.
Yeah, it's the only pate I like, that one.
Oh.
Yeah, it's amazing.
My mum used to make it, bless her, when she was alive.
Papa used to love it.
Yeah. When he was alive. Yeah. So, right, squishing these down a bit, willow. If you've got non-stick pans, do it with the back of a spoon.
Okay, so we'll
Yeah, questions, go for it.
So I just asked
Willow.
what everyone's cooking. So Susan is cooking a lamb shoulder in a tandoori marinade. First attempt at lower temperature cooking on the edge. She's slightly nervous. Any tips welcome?
Yes. How low do you want to go? So lamb shoulder, probably around 110. So to get 110, when you light your egg, bring it up to 180, only briefly, and then put your convector in there, because you're going to need that with a lamb shoulder. What you need in terms of a gap at the top, and I'll do it here, is almost shut. You know, if you'll think it is shut, maybe 1 millimetre wide at the top and about 5 millimetres wide at the bottom, and that's it, and that will bring it down to 110. When you put your convector in, it will pull the temperature down from 180, and if you haven't got it to 180, you stand a chance of putting it out. So bring it to 180, then put your cold convector in, and so on. Put your lamb shoulder in. Lamb shoulder is going to take 10, 11 hours. Put some juice underneath it, some water underneath it, and put it on a trivet or some stock, but put it on a trivet, and that stock will help it cook. For the last 3 or 4 hours, just wrap some foil over the top. Have a look, there's on my site, there's a recipe for Moroccan lamb kebabs, and cooking the lamb that way is the way to do it. Right, so my chickpeas are starting to warm through. I'm rubbish at crushing these. I might put them in a bowl and crush them. Give them a bit more. Right, let's add in our lemon zest to it. Get a bit of flavour in there. We're going to put in some lemon juice, and that juice will help it to help them to soften. So hopefully that helped with the lamb. But that lamb kebab recipe is delicious. It's maybe what should have done tonight. Anyway, we've got Julie coming tonight. So Julie, who runs all my private classes, has got a class today in Norwich and a class tomorrow in Cambridge. And since Julie lives in Hampshire, she's coming to stay with us. No point in going back to Hampshire. So we will be discussing recipes for all the private classes for next year. And maybe for some of the other classes. So that should be good fun. So I think we're cooking paella tonight.
Oh, boom. Nice.
Andy's staying as well. Andy knows Julie well. So. Right. So let's crush these up a little bit. That's it. They're starting to crush now. They're starting to get ready. Right. While they're heating through, we're going to make a little sauce. And this is dead easy. Put the dill to one side. I have about 60, 70 grams of Greek yogurt, and we make our own Greek yogurt. I've got some tahini, and you'll have heard me say this before. Don't buy the cypressa stuff or whatever it's called in Sainsbury's and Tesco's. It's really bitter and horrible. Go and find your local Asian place, and they'll have something probably like this with a green lid. £3.99, loads of it. That's so much nicer. And I need about 2 tablespoons of that into the yogurt. It's just, the other stuff is just disgusting. And then we're just going to mix those in to make our little sauce to go over the top. We need a bit of salt to go with that. I've taken the salt over there now. Sorry, Andy.
It's right.
I had my pine nuts. The pine nuts were supposed to go on my salad. So a pinch of salt in there. And now we've got a nice little dressing to go over the top. Alright. Oh, sesame. Delicious. Right, let's go back to this. How are we doing? Nearly there. Those are starting to crush nicely. I'm going to leave them whole. Some crushed. Lovely bite to them. These are all pre-cooked anyway, so these are tinned. If you want to use dried ones, just soak them overnight. They will taste better, but these are tinned. Let's get the handle to the side. The Tefal pans are also on my site. We use them all the time. They have these are the stainless ones. They do cheaper ones. I love the stainless, they're bulletproof. So they look good.
Can I just follow up on Susan's question about the lamb?
Yes.
So she's doing the James Wetler book. It should have been goat shoulder.
Yeah.
But she's using lamb. Didn't know if that makes any difference. And he says 130 to 150.
Yeah, you could go slightly higher. So just open it a bit. It will just cook faster. It won't be as moist. It'll still be pretty damn good though. And James knows what he's doing. James is a professional chef. I'm just a cook. So there you go. Right. So let's get our baked potatoes ready. So sweet potatoes. We're going to cut them in half, open them up, and then I'm going to put each of them on the board. Oh, they're hot. Look at that gooey middles. That's what we want. Probably easier. It probably would have been easier to put them on the board and then cut them, but hey, I never do things the easy way. Get them over here. We'll put them in the middle because we'll put the cookies on the end. Oh, I haven't put the dill in yet. Let me do the dill. Put it in that sauce. Let's put it in there. Be much better. Don't need to cook it. Going off piece now.
When aren't you? Sorry.
Right, let's get these.
you got the pomegranate?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's over here.
bowl here, ready to whack it.
She's checking me. Right, bit of crunch then, bit of texture. Oh, that
Excuse me.
cumin's smelling lovely. The recipe online didn't have cumin in it, but you can't. Well, that's my recipe now, isn't it? Now it's got cumin. Stuff the chickpeas. Just going to put it on top. Lush. We can drizzle it with our difficult to drizzle. My Greek yogurt is so thick.
You might have to dollop.
Yeah, we'll do dollops.
Dollop.
Gert lush dollops, as they would say in Bristol.
Oh, it smells amazing.
Oop. Cool, we're going to fight over these. Lunch is looking good. Right, and then, Andy, you might want to stand back.
Yeah, hold on. Let me go round a bit. 2-6.
So I don't know if you. That's a pomegranate. Well, that was a pomegranate. But that's where the seeds are. The easiest way: put your hand underneath it, and then just start whacking it with a wooden spoon, and hopefully, you'll get loads more than you get in a packet. So, and there's loads more to come out of there, but I'm not going to spend the whole day doing it. You can take the white bits that fall out. Can you see in there? Lovely bowl of pomegranate seeds. So, get those over the top. I think that's my timer for 25 minutes for my cookies going off on my wrist. Let's get my tongs out of the way. Yeah.
We'll just
Easy. Getting
we've got
heckled by the crowd.
we've got to drizzle a bit on the pigeon on this
Yeah,
board.
yeah. We need some pigeon.
Is that
It's
hot?
cooled down.
You all right?
Cooled enough. Yeah. Now, obviously, our pigeon will be a bit cold, Andy, but
Still nice cold.
yeah. Right, we've got that.
This is going to be an epic photo.
I've got my cookies. They can come on the end. There we go. And then if you come over here, Andy.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Look
those.
at them.
Absolutely perfect.
Smell divine.
We'll share more than just one with you, Andy.
Thank you.
We sent some home with Lexi. Andy got one.
Well, I don't live with them. It
No,
was
that's
a,
true.
you know.
Right. I always do it the other way.
I'll come round. What way do you?
I'll come up, pick it up. I don't care. I don't know why it feels right to do it that way.
Yeah, I agree.
So, we have our warm pigeon breast salad with our raspberry sauce, raspberry and balsamic reduction. We've got We've got our sweet potatoes, roast sweet potatoes with chickpeas, a dressing and some pomegranate. So a tahini dressing and some pomegranate. And our chocolate chip cookies. How does that look?
Looks epic.
Pretty special.
Looks
Pretty
really
special.
good.
So, sorry, my watch is buzzing still. New things in this week. Thermopens. They look exactly, well, pretty much like the old ones, apart from the end. So, still waterproof, still bulletproof, just react faster. So far, I'm quite impressed with them. I'll do a little review of them. What else turned up this week? We've got lots of Let's Qs. We've got hundreds of Paella pans ready for the courses, classes, class 2, higher. We've got loads of stuff in stock. So, and Big Green Egg are getting all of their stuff in. So if you want anything, just give me a shout. We can sort it out for you. Next week, we won't be doing a cook. We have 2 classes next week, Friday and Saturday. So by Sunday, we'll be done in. And there probably won't be the weekend after, or the weekend after that. So we might be 4 weeks now until we do another class, because another cook, because the middle weekend is class 2, and then the following weekend is 2 class 1s again. The class 2 that weekend is the pop-up on the Friday, the Saturday class, and then the two people who booked are golfers, so I'm going to play golf with them. We have a 4-ball already, so if you were in the last two to book, sorry, we haven't, and you play golf, sorry, we're full up, but we could, well, I'm sure we could sort something. Anyway, any questions, anything like that, give us a shout. The only day I'm not in the office this week is Monday. I'm playing golf.
Rude.
Yeah, again, obviously Friday I've got the class. Saturday we've got the class. Anything else? Yeah, we maybe do a midweek evening thing. We'll get Andy over. Anyway, so hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll get the recipes up for those. The recipe for the last week's yaki udon is up finally. Sorry, that took me longer than expected. The recipe, there were 2 recipes last week. I didn't put a recipe up for a rotisserie chicken. I think you know how to do a rotisserie chicken. You roast it 180 degrees until it's at 74. There you go. Maybe I do. Scallop recipe is up. So yeah, they all like that. So thank you for watching. We'll leave you to it. It's 46 minutes. I'd say that's not bad. Last little lurk. I'm happy with those. We'll get some photos of those, and yeah, we'll get them up. All right, have a lovely week, people, and hopefully I'll talk to some of you, and some of you I'll see on Friday and Saturday next week. So look forward to it. All right, cheers, guys.